Australian Aborigines might just have the key to solving a worldwide problem. Nutrition is an important factor in disease. The Australian National Cancer Council claims that most diseases, even cancers, could be avoided by better nutrition. An Australian government report has backed up our research into the nutritional density of Australian wild foods and suggests that it's these foods which protected Aborigines from the diseases of nutrition, which include obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, chronic fatigue and so on. So let me introduce two of the people who are putting the wild back into nutrition. George has a heap of credentials and experience in the health and wellness industry, runs the production side of our business and co-formulated our product. Then there's yours truly. My research background is in wild foods and their nutritional value, and I work with organic growers and many Aboriginal communities who supply our wild ingredients. George and I decided that we wanted to make a delicious, ultra-premium whole food beverage made from the highest quality functional fruit purees and herb extracts. We didn't want to make another low-quality product that was just powders and water or bulked out with ordinary fruit juices. So, does it work? You bet. Antioxidants repair the damage caused by stress and modern lifestyle, smoking and other pollutants, living, growing, aging, poor diet, lack of exercise, strenuous exercise and yo-yo dieting.
What is so exciting about Kakadu Juice and why is it being formulated?
Well, it really comes down to what we're eating, what we have to eat today. The problem is that they get juicy, they get sweet and nutritionally dilute. So that's the problem. These things are almost not worth eating. Yeah. So what we've done with Kakadu Juice is actually go back, we've rolled back the clock and we've looked at Aboriginal people and how they've managed to survive as the longest living culture on the planet. 40,000 years of super nutrition in actual fact. Essentially, wild foods are nutritionally dense. And people had access to far more foods, a greater variety of foods in number and type than we do today. You know, you go shopping and what do you put in your shopping basket? Week after week, it's pretty much the same. And even if you're a really adventurous gourmand, if you eat every mushroom that comes into existence, if you, you hunt out rare and interesting foods, you eat white asparagus when it pops up, all this stuff, you'd be lucky, you'd be really lucky to reach 80 different foods in a year.
80 different foods.
So,
but you're right though, because I'm guilty for that. Same wheat,
beans,
same stuff.
Tomatoes,
orange, apple, beetroot, carrot,
Chinese vegetables, exactly.
Same stuff.
It actually, most people are running between 40 and 60. And when we add up what Aborigines ate, it varied between 150 different foods, and that's in the desert, where one person for 100 square miles. Still 150 different foods available in the year. Get up into the wet tropics and you've got 700 different foods. So they ate 10 times the number of foods that were nutritionally dense, and so nutritionally dense between 6 and 50 times when you look at particular nutrients. I mean, we've talked about the Kakadu plum.
Yep.
The vitamin C level of a Kakadu plum is basically 50 times that of an orange.
That's 50 times that?
When you compare weight for weight.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
Now, not only that, in the Kakadu plum, you're also getting folates, you get iron, you get zinc, you get some really amazing compounds called ellagic and gallic acid, which are antioxidants and go around fixing things in cells.
Yeah.
So, really what we need to do is get back to getting good health and embracing good health. And so what Kakadu Juice does is it delivers nearly 30 foods that probably none of us would eat.
Okay, yeah.
Because we just can't get hold of them. It's basically 15 mils twice a day is adequate. Okay, so that's your 30 mils. Now, if you do have any type of medical condition, I actually take Kakadu Juice to stop the symptoms of gout, so I'm on no other medication, and I take 30 mils morning and night, and I haven't had a symptom for 2 years.
Really?
Okay?
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are coming back saying, they're off this medication, they're off that medication, controls blood pressure, all sorts of things. Now, we're not sort of making claims for the juice, it's just that people are coming and saying, well, we're using it this way, and there it is. That's what's happening. So try it, because this is the natural equivalent of what you've got in your hand.
Well, have a look at this. I mean, how many of us have gone and spent a bucket load of money on synthetic vitamins and minerals and so forth? Now, the best thing, in fact, that's about $1,000 worth
that'd be about right, wouldn't it?
of vitamins and minerals.
And most of it's fillers.
Well, this is what is? I mean, there are some vitamins in there.
Yeah, but there's also, carbonates and chalk and basically binders and cellulose and things that you just go straight Wild food is something that we evolved with as a species.
Yeah.
So we should be eating these things. We were designed to eat this type of food.
Well,
this is one of these nutritional superfoods, so-called.
How many?
But it's diluted with apple, it's diluted with pear juice, it's diluted with white grape juice. Exactly, compared to Kakadu, where we really work on presenting whole foods. These, there's blueberries and pomegranate and goji and acai. We don't ignore the fact that there are good superfoods out there.
Sure, yeah. But you've put together how many ingredients in?
Well, there's nearly 30 now.
So you've got beyond the Australian border, in a sense, to get ingredients.
Exactly.
Too.
But what we've done is we've looked around the world and we've looked at what superfoods have sustained a population for a very long length of time. What really has the science behind it as well. And that's why mangosteen and pomegranate and blueberry, green tea is another compound that we put in here, because green tea is full of a whole host of products, particularly for heart health and for blood health.
I mean, this has got to be touted as probably the best superfood drink. I mean, in Australia, no question about it.
It's an absolute premium, and I'd stake my reputation on being the best in the world. I mean, we've looked around at what's out there, we've compared everything else on the market, and we've really not skimmed. There's no fillers in this. I mean, we add a little bit of pear concentrate, but that's actually for sweetness. And pear concentrate is loaded with some very unique antioxidants as well.
And the taste is delicious.
Isn't it good? It's a spicy fruit,
but chocolatey almost as well.
The spice is really low key. Your kids are going to love it, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically some blood that's been put into...
In the before shot, we see the red blood cells all stuck together in chains, which results in poor circulation. We feel tired and sluggish, and even our mental clarity gets affected, all because our red blood cells can't function efficiently. On the right is another blood sample, taken 40 minutes after a shot of Kakadu juice. It's clear that the cells have lost their stickiness, they've spread out, and are now able to do what they're meant to do. We get our energy back. We can focus and concentrate now. Everything just works better. So, what do we know? It's pretty obvious that we're not at the pinnacle of human development. Yep, there we are. We lead stressful lives. We eat too much junk food. The recommended 2 and 5 is no longer the healthiest option. We have far less foods to choose from, and most are nutritionally dilute. Even when we try to eat organic and be healthy, it's not always enough. So how do we get back to a pre-modern diet today without going back in time? Here's our easy solution: 10 Australian wild foods and 14 other superfoods from around the world.